Allahu 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 Allah Allahu 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 Allah Allahu
O people, in fact you are just a collection of days. The day you go, a part of you follows. Whoever does not have adab, etiquette, then he is not knowledgeable. Whoever has no patience has no religion. And whoever does not have piety, means he has no position near Allah. Whoever tries to compete with your religion, then compete and beat him. And whoever tries to compete with your world, then let him be with the world. Do not hate the calamity that befell you. Because what you hate can be the cause of your solutions and what you like can be the cause of your downfall. Among the signs of Allah turning away from a person is Allah making his busyness in things that are not beneficial to him. A person who acts without knowledge is like a person who walks without a guide. People who do good deeds without knowledge will only do more harm than good. Sell your world for your hereafter, surely you will be lucky in both. And do not sell your hereafter for your world, because you will lose both. The world is only 3 days, 1, yesterday, it has gone with everything in it, cannot be repeated. 2, tomorrow, which you may not be able to meet, because death will pick you up. 3, today, that is what belongs to you, so fill it with practice. There is no description of the whole life of the world from beginning to end except like a person sleeping, he sees in his sleep what he likes then he wakes up. The best quality a believer can have is to forgive. Don't just sit still, because actually death is looking for you. Indeed, those before you saw the Quran as a love letter from their Lord, meditated on at night, practiced during the day. It has reached me that when Allah favors someone and gives them something good, He asks them to be grateful. If they are grateful, He is able to give them more. But if they are not grateful, He is able to turn His favor into punishment. Who does not guard his tongue, then he cannot understand his religion. You are after the world and all its pleasures, whereas the world is a punishment for the Prophet Adam. Know that you cannot love Allah until you love obeying Him. The world is a vehicle for you. If you drive it, it will take you to your destination. But if the world rides on you, then you will fall into ruin. Seeking knowledge at a young age is like painting on stone. Patience is a good treasure, Allah does not give it except to those He loves. O people, in fact you are just a collection of days. When one day is gone, a part of you will also be lost. Choose a man who is good in his religion. If anger does not insult, and if love glorifies. Indeed, if Allah immediately punished all sinful creatures by cutting off their sustenance, surely all humans on this earth would have perished. A person will not get the title of piety until he does muhasabah to himself more strictly than a friend to muhasabah to his friend. The Quran has revealed our disease and shown the cure. Our disease is sin, and seek forgiveness from it. May Allah have mercy on a servant who stops paying close attention to the desires of his heart. If the intention is for Allah, then he will continue, but if it is for other than him, then he will postpone it until his intention is correct. Do the slightest good, because you never know what goodness will take you to heaven. If everyone's words were honest and his deeds were good, he could be a loser. People say, "How can you lose?" Hasan Al-Bashri replied, "He loses when he is amazed by himself." A servant will be in goodness as long as he is able to advise himself and always reckons himself. Indeed, among the weaknesses of your faith is that you believe more in the treasures that are in your hands than in what is with Allah. Surely a believer in this world is like a prisoner who is always trying to escape slavery. He never feels safe from anything until he turns to Allah, because he knows that he will be held accountable for it all. We laugh, even though it could be that Allah looks at our deeds and then says, "I do not accept any of your deeds." Ta'athu is when you leave your house and you don't meet a Muslim unless you consider him more important than yourself. O son of Adam, step on this earth with your feet. Really, no matter how small he is, will definitely bury you. In fact, you are always reducing your age, since you were born from your mother's belly. Indeed, there is someone who falls into a sin, then he cannot forget, even always grieves for it, until finally he enters heaven. Tadabbur al-Quran is nothing but practicing it. The pleasure of being married will be felt in three ways: 1. Uphold the worship of Allah, 2. Qana with what He has, and 3. Grateful for the life partner that Allah has given him. If you see someone who outperforms you in world affairs, then excel him in the afterlife. Indeed, their world will disappear and the hereafter will be eternal. O young man! Seek the afterlife, because often we see people who pursue the afterlife also get the world. However, we have never seen those who pursue the world get the afterlife together with the world. A believer does obedience but he is worried. As for the poor person, he commits disobedience and he feels safe. If you consider your prayer matters trivial, then what do you really consider important? Whoever criticizes himself in front of many people, he has actually praised himself. And that is one sign of Riya. Fix what's left for you, then Allah will forgive you for what was past. The arrogant person is like a person who is on top of a mountain. He sees other people small, so other people see him small. If it weren't for the clergy, humans would live like animals. Stay away from you later. Because you are in today, not in tomorrow. If tomorrow doesn't come, you won't regret it. And if it's still ahead, you are better able to do like today. Keep doing good to people who do bad to you. If you can't, then don't do bad things to people who do good to you. O people, in fact I am advising you, and it does not mean that I am the best person among you, nor the most righteous person among you. If a Muslim does not give advice to his brother except after he is perfect, surely there will be no advisor. What is valuable to your religion if your prayers are not valuable to you? Whereas the first question that will be asked of you on the day of resurrection will be about prayer.